Am I the a-hole for refusing to give my husband money to go on the trip that his friend excluded me from? My female 35 husband, male 33, has a friend, male 32, Austin, that is known from college. They're like brothers, and together they extended their friend group. And now the group has over 7 guys who hang out together all the time. Austin and I don't get along. He seems to be mocking my infertility and brings it up occasionally. It hurts because I've always wanted children, and for him to make it a constant topic of conversation hurts. My husband thinks it's just me being hypersensitive. Anyway, about a month ago, Austin and I got into a fight after he commented on my infertility by saying that I should hurry up and give him a nephew/niece because my biological clock is ticking. We were planning on going to a trip together, but Austin disinvited me because I yelled at him for what he said and ruined his dinner. I said I was perfectly okay with that. In fact, I felt so much relief I no longer had to be around him anymore. My husband for the first time was okay with me being away from Austin, but said he still wants to go on that trip. I said nothing, till he told me he still expects me to pay for his travel expenses. I refused and said he was on his own. He started an argument about how I'm doing this to punish him for not staying home with me, and told me that my issue was with Austin, not him. I told him he could go get the money elsewhere, but he's unable to borrow any more money and add to his debts after he got fired in May. He insisted and I refused. He started calling me spiteful and unfair to refuse to pay for his travel expenses as an attempt to get him to stay home with me. He said his relationship with Austin is bigger than just few comments Austin made, and bigger than my exaggerated sensitivity and insecurity. Now, he's sulking until I cave in and give him the money. Am I the a-hole for insisting on not paying? Now for the top comments. Not the a-hole. I'd consider leaving my partner over crap like that. I'm sure you have other stories here. P.S. Do not pay a dime for him. Nope. In fact, tell Austin to get out. Take his freeloading buddy with him and get out. Maybe he'll be more willing to get off his butt and get a job if Austin tells him to. They will still need that OP pay for their wedding. Not the a-hole. Am I understanding this correctly? Your husband is unemployed, and that to the point where he has no remaining credit, and he wants you to bankroll his vacation with someone who is an a-hole to you? Wow. But wait, there's probably more. Austin won't just have decided to put this pressure on OP without influence. Granted, mocking each other and hating on the missus is a cliche staple on some male circles. I'd bet dollars to perks that actually work. That hubby is bad-mouthing OP in some capacity, or at the very least has informed Austin of his frustrations, repeatedly. Totally agree with you there. OP's likely being complained about and mocked, and Austin is just saying to OP what OP's husband says to his friends in private. Husband probably enjoys seeing his friends have a laugh at his wife's expense too. Totally not appropriate or okay. Dump that loser, OP. Find a man that will stand up with you, not step on you to help lift his friends up. Not the a-hole. Sounds like you are supporting your husband as he pretends he's still a teenager. The least he could do is step in for you when his loser friends mocks your infertility? Who does that? Screw that guy, and your husband for allowing someone he considers a brother to speak to his wife or any loved one like that. Let him go on his trip and come back to his stuff on the street and a new lock. Next story. Am I the a-hole for refusing my future sister-in-law's request to dye my hair for my brother's wedding? My future sister-in-law Liz has turned into a bridezilla and is going to war with everyone over every stupid thing. My natural color is red. I love my hair. Liz is a blonde, but she loves to have red hair. And in fact, ever since meeting me, she's been dyeing her hair almost exactly my color. I don't mind. I think it's weird that she does it, but I don't have a monopoly over this particular shade of red, and she's free to do with her hair whatever she wants. Well, she asked me this week that I should dye my hair to a different color because she wants her hair to be unique in her wedding. She offered to cover all the cost as well. I just said no because it's my hair. I don't want it changed. I told my brother and he told me to do whatever I want because it's my hair. He said he'll talk to Liz to get her to back off. Well, it didn't work because Liz has come to my parents and they've taken her side. They say it's her special day, and we need to be more accommodating, and it's important for our future relationship that we get along. I believe I am accommodating. She can do whatever she wants with her own hair. How is my hair any of her business anyway? My parents tell me that I should be the bigger person, and I don't know why an 18-year-old should be the bigger person compared to the 27-year-old Liz. They told me I'm making this minor issue into a big problem, and I should just do what she wants because it's her wedding. Am I the a-hole for not giving in? Absolutely not, Daeho. Dyeing your hair plus color correction to get back to your natural color, plus the amount of time it takes for your natural colored hair to grow out is a pain in the butt. Exactly. Why should I damage my hair over a stupid request? You can offer to not attend a wedding. Tell her you'll just attend his next wedding instead. For your brother, if he wants to overlook the red flags, you could offer to wear a wig. But don't you dare damage your hair for her vanity. Not Daeho. If she wants to have original hair for her wedding, maybe she should use her natural hair and not yours. It is absurd, rude, and wrong to ask people in your wedding party to change their physical appearance for your wedding. There is no reason you should damage your hair for one day. This is what I was looking for. Ironic, isn't it? That Bridezilla copied Opie's natural hair color. And Opie is petty enough or immature enough to care about it despite being almost a decade younger. And now Bridezilla wants Opie to dye her own natural hair color so Bridezilla can feel unique. I'll repeat. Liz copied Opie's hair color and then told Opie she has to dye her hair color to something else. Like in any other situation, Liz would look absolutely crazy for even suggesting this. Why does it being her wedding day make literally any difference? I really hope Opie doesn't dye her hair just because Liz is obsessed with being special. And Opie's already unique hair is killing her buzz. Not Daeho. If this woman wanted unique hair, she should have picked a different color than the one naturally occurring in her future sister-in-law. It's not like Opie and sister-in-law had the same natural hair color to begin with. Don't get me wrong, the demand would still be insanely unreasonable. Sister-in-law dyed her hair and matched Opie's. She should go back to her natural color if she doesn't want to match with Opie. Next story. Am I the a-hole for calling my best friend dumb for marrying for love? I, 27 female, am in a very stable relationship with my fiancé, 29 female, for around 4 years. And we are planning to get engaged eventually and then marry. My best friend Chrissy, fake name and also 27 female, has been with her own fiancé since they were 20. They only got engaged this year. And it was kinda weird how it took him so long to propose since he seemed to be financially stable and all. Throughout the years, I asked Chrissy why her fiancé hadn't proposed yet, and she kept insisting it was not the right time, but she'd never say the reason why, just that it wasn't the right time. Eventually, he proposed in the beginning of 2020, and they're planning their wedding for next year. They decided to plan their engagement party during summertime because due to busy schedules, they couldn't do it earlier. So, their engagement party was this past Saturday, and her fiancé made a speech dedicated to her. It mentioned pretty much the reasons they didn't get engaged sooner, and I couldn't help but pity my friend. So, the reasons were that he didn't have a stable job for the first few years of their relationship. It only jumped from position to position from Walmart to Target, etc. He hadn't finished his degree yet, so he had no higher education. He got his degree in 2019, and only then was he able to get a proper job. He bragged and also thanked Chrissy for never giving up on him, and growing with him and how they helped each other form their amazing personalities and achievements, and how no matter what the future holds, he will never forget, etc. My fiancé and I felt some type of way about it. Some friends of mine and Chrissy agreed how Chrissy basically stayed with a broke man and waited for 7 years, and we don't think that's something praiseworthy, but pity-worthy. As friends, we decided to explain to her our perspective of how we think it was ridiculous that she had to almost reach 30 to move on with her life with that man, when someone else could provide what she needed much sooner. Chrissy always said how she wanted marriage and kids, and it's sad she had to wait this long for this man to get his act together, and she didn't know her worth. She said she loves him, and he's an amazing partner and wouldn't break up with him over his misfortunes, and what matters is that they love each other. I told her it's dumb how she's marrying for love and not for stability, and how she's basically wasted herself for love, and how the first issue should be raised when he was working Walmart and Target back to back. She called us all materialistic and classist, and she said she doesn't care if she struggles financially as long as she struggles with the right person who will value her emotions and listen to her. She said we are miserable witches who will find no happiness in life, and are very shallow. Could we be the a-holes for criticizing her this way? Reread your last paragraph. Chris nailed it. You're the a-hole. People like Opie lack any form of introspection. Even with this verdict, she will go through life believing her disgusting views on the world are correct. You're the a-hole, without a doubt. You and your friends are materialistic and classist. If Chrissy is happy, who are you to say she is dumb for making that choice? It sounds like she's found a good man who appreciates her love and care, and you just sound jealous for whatever reason. All this, and also it is none of your business why and when they got engaged. And while we're on it, why does Opie call her partner a fiancé and then say they're planning to get engaged? So Opie's not even engaged, just claiming to be because she holds it in such high esteem for some reason. Yes, obviously you're the a-hole. Chrissy did a great job of explaining why. Also, I can't get past the stupidity of the phrase, felt some type of way. It's becoming my favorite indicator of emotionally stunted individuals. If vague emotions cause you to be petty or vindictive, the problem is very rarely the person that caused those emotions. Next story is titled, Am I the a-hole for intentionally not making a good first impression when meeting my boyfriend's parents for the first time? My boyfriend and I have been together around 6 months. I'm 23 and he's 29. For months, me and my friends have had plans for this past weekend, and they were really important to me as one of our friends is moving to Europe next month. It'll be the last time we'd be together for a while. As I was getting ready to leave to see my friends, my boyfriend called me telling me his family had made a surprise visit and were desperate to meet me. I told him that I'd love to, but couldn't, and he told me that I needed to be an adult and prioritize our relationship over my friends. I called one of my friends and told her the situation and that I'd be there as soon as I could be. I got to my boyfriend's house and was just unpleasant, and I knew I was, but I was just really angry. I barely answered questions I was asked, and after about an hour, my boyfriend pulled me into the kitchen and told me to buzz off. So, I left and went to see my friends. I turned my phone off. The next day, my boyfriend came over and he was beyond angry, telling me I was immature and that he shouldn't have to instruct me on how to behave. I told him that I'm angry. He knew how important this weekend was to me. Am I the a-hole? Everyone sucks here. Him? He shouldn't expect you to drop everything on a whim. You have your own life. What he did was controlling and manipulative. You, just say, no, I can't come right now, and be done with the situation. Why show up at all if you're going to act like that? I can't believe you're both in your 20s. That sounds like a situation for 15-year-olds. Her reaction is so much worse that I'm going you're the a-hole. Option 1, no, I really can't. I have plans. Not the a-hole. Option 2, okay, I'll come and behave like an adult because it's important to you. Not the a-hole. Option 3, this cluster duck. You're the a-hole. Yes, you're the a-hole. You are an adult and you had made plans with your friends. You should have firmly told him that you would not disrupt your long-held plans just to accommodate his parents' unexpected visit. Instead, you caved in to his guilting and pressing, but then you were unpleasant to him and his parents. Why did you agree to meet them and then act so nasty? Did you think it would teach him a lesson? Learn to say no to unreasonable requests. He didn't force you to go. You agreed to it, which you obviously didn't want to do and shouldn't have done. What angers me is that, clearly, doing both was always an option. She went to her boyfriend's for an hour, then went to meet her friends. It would have been a completely reasonable compromise from the beginning to say, oh, that sounds lovely. I'd love to meet your parents. I can only stay for X amount of time because I have plans with girls, but I'll be there soon. Everyone sucks here. WTF? Who acts like that? All you had to do was show up. Say how excited you were to meet them, but you had a prior engagement to get to. Then say that you would love to see them the next day to spend more time together. He's an a-hole for expecting you to drop everything and miss an important time with your friend and come over. Now, for the last story. Am I the a-hole for how I reacted to my family, joking about how they thought I would marry our family friend / my ex in front of my boyfriend? When I was 9, I had a fake wedding and my ex was the groom. Recently, during my dad's birthday dinner, the fake wedding got brought up because my parents found some pictures from that day, and they were being passed around during the dinner. My family, my ex's family, and some other friends were all cracking jokes about how they thought we would eventually have a real wedding. At one point, my brother said it was too bad my ex hadn't been a gentleman and lost his chance because now the wedding was never going to happen. My ex said, never say never, and everybody was cheering him on, even though I told them to stop as I could see my boyfriend was getting upset. They wouldn't drop it, and my boyfriend ended up leaving early after having an argument with me. I was really upset and angry after he left, so when it was suggested we should recreate some old childhood photos including the wedding ones, I yelled at them to shut up and stop talking about the stupid wedding, and how a real one would never happen. Everybody got quiet, and it was awkward, so I ended up going to sit outside because I was still so angry and didn't want to be around them. In the end, my ex came outside and told me it was just a joke, and I didn't need to yell at everybody. He brought up how I've never minded the jokes in the past, not even after we broke up, and how I shouldn't let my boyfriend's insecurity cause me to get angry at my family over a long-standing joke. Am I the a-hole? Soft everyone sucks here. They made your boyfriend one of their guests, so uncomfortable that he left. You probably either should have stood up to them while he was there or left with him. That's super messed up of your family to do, and I'm sorry they put you in that position. Yeah, while I understand the NTA votes, I really can't let Opie off the hook for her part in letting it get to that point in the first place. Not stay home. That joke was childish, and they should have known better than to drag it out in front of your current boyfriend, especially since you have a history with the ex that goes back to your childhood. You were right to tell them to cut it out. You've moved on. It's time they did too. Not the a-hole. No one there was reading the room. They were going through the motions of making you and your new boyfriend the butt of an age-old joke. The fact that your ex said you didn't need to defend yourself is proof enough that marrying them would have been the wrong decision.